Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And once again, it's been kind of a broken record this week, hasn't it? But I don't think we're complaining. Beautiful early fall weather around north central Washington. Our weather window today takes us up north to Okanagan County. Below on the bottom of your screen is Pateros. A little bit farther up, about mid-screen, is Brewster along the Columbia River. A few clouds as we look north, but we did see some high clouds here, but temperatures very mild today with temperatures upper 70s to around 80. Tomorrow we expect a nice day too, but by afternoon there will be a weak cold front that moves through, and that could kick our winds up a little bit, especially by tomorrow afternoon. Only about a 15-mile-an-hour gust is expected here in Wenatchee, but if you are traveling east, maybe after work tomorrow at 5 o'clock over to the Spokane area, you're going to run into some windy conditions and maybe even some blowing dust around the Ritzville area, and we will talk more about that scenario and our weekend weather forecast a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Gigawatt, a cryptocurrency mining company who built several demo pods for Bitcoin mining near Pangbourne Airport, is having financial difficulties. 132,000 tons of ground beef sold across the western United States by Cargill Meat Solutions of Colorado has been recalled because it's possibly contaminated by E. coli. And Foothills Middle School's VEX Robotics program received special recognition at yesterday's GWADA Innovators Luncheon Awards. But first, we begin tonight. This is how it looked early this morning on South Mission Street in Wenatchee, where an injury traffic accident occurred. Witnesses say it happened around 5:45 in the construction zone, where crews have been repaving the street, when a pedestrian was struck by a car. The injured person was transported to Confluence Health for treatment. The driver, identified as 33-year-old John Jason Sanders Amat, was arrested and booked for driving with a suspended license. Report to commissioners on Tuesday. Port of Douglas County Executive Director Lisa Park said Gigawatt, a cryptocurrency mining company who built several demo pods for Bitcoin mining near Pangbourne Airport, is having financial difficulties. Gigawatt founder and CEO Dave Carlson resigned on August 15th, and within the past week, Gigawatt has laid off all but 13 of their 70 employees. Two local electrical companies have filed liens against Gigawatt for more than $600,000. Last November, Gigawatt held a ribbon-cutting ceremony that included a 30-megawatt substation to provide power to the proposed 17 demo pods. Only one of those pods is operational, while 10 others that have been built are awaiting the completion of that substation. Economic Development Manager with the port, Ron Kreidelbaugh, says Gigawatt's financial difficulties came as a surprise to port officials.
It did come as a little bit of a surprise. We had kind of had seen that they were probably having a little bit of a cash crunch. It was taking longer to get the site developed than what they had anticipated. There had been a couple of hurdles that they had to get over with getting their substation put in, and it was just something that hasn't been done before, having a private substation put in like this and operated. So I had to work through some of those processes for the first time. And so we kind of realized that they were having a little bit of a cash crunch, but did not see Dave stepping down as CEO or the layoffs really coming, or how tight the cash had really gotten for him.
Gigawatt has also faced several civil lawsuits from investors. The port has sent a letter of default to the company as a way to work them out of the financial crisis, while officials at Gigawatt say the vision of bringing large-scale blockchain supercomputing to the Wenatchee Valley remains. NCWLIFE tried to contact officials at Gigawatt several times today, but we received no response. 132,000 tons of ground beef sold across the western United States by Cargill Meat Solutions of Colorado has been recalled because it's possibly contaminated by E. coli. If you've purchased ground beef brands Sterling Silver, Excel, Classic Ground Beef, or Certified Angus Ground Beef brands from Safeway, Albertsons, or Target stores that have the establishment number EST86R and a use by and freeze date of July 11th, you are urged to dispose of the package. The U.S. Department of Agriculture issued an official list of stores when the meat was sold, and it includes Wenatchee, Chelan, Ephrata, and Moses Lake. One person has died and 17 others have become ill from eating the beef so far. Symptoms of E. coli include stomach cramps, diarrhea, and vomiting, all of which can be severe in nature. Foothills Middle School's VEX Robotics program received special recognition at yesterday's GWADA Innovators Awards luncheon. Program coordinator Bridget Wiegand won the award for STEM Educator of the Year. Bridget helped lead multiple teams to the VEX IQ World Championships, and this year she also received the Mentor of the Year award. She spoke with NCWLIFE prior to receiving the GWADA honors.
Boy, what a story you have to tell about your team this year. Let me at first say congratulations, because you did quite well.
Thank you. Yes, the students did really amazing this year, and we've seen a lot of growth, and it's just been a fun season.
Tell us a little bit about the VEX Robotics program.
The VEX Robotics program is an after-school program that allows kids to come in and explore all avenues of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math through competitive robotics. And it's just 2 days a week after school, and it is a safe environment where everybody collaborates and they just learn and grow and drive some robots for fun.
My goodness, what is it about robots that just attracts so much, interest among the youth?
I think it might just be the controllers. I think they just think that it's an extension of their video games. I'm really not sure, but no, it's a lot of aha moments when the kids, they're building something from scratch and they're seeing their design come to life, and then they're competing and then they're winning, and it's just really neat to see that, I'm doing this.
After their coach won her award, the VEX Robotics FBI team of 7th and 8th grade students were selected for the Future Technology Leaders of the Year award. Theirs and Wiegand's accomplishments were profiled in a video produced by North 40 Productions.
They need to know that it's okay to fail. They absolutely need to fail to find their success. And it's important to have somebody there with them every step of the way to say, great, you failed. Let's try again. I'm their biggest supporter. I mentor them. I give them kind of this guidance. And more than anything, I'm here for them. They're doing these hands-on projects. And later in life, they're going to be able to look back and say, I know how to do that. I know the steps that I need to take, because it's not just in STEM. These are lifelong skills that they're going to be able to tap back into.
Over the past 2 years, Wiegand has helped streamline the program, raised over $60,000 to keep the program going, and increased its participants from 25 students to over 100 students. Coming up next, the city of Wenatchee wants to get your feedback on the future of the intersection of Washington and Buchanan Streets near the Chelan County Government Complex. Sage is hosting a 5K fun run and walk this Saturday morning at the Pybus Public Market to benefit their Child and Family Advocacy Center. And we'll show you time-lapse video of the road work that shut down Blewett Pass earlier this month. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles. Specialty cars, lifted or lowered, Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Welcome back. In another news, the city of Wenatchee wants to get your feedback on the future of the intersection of Washington and Buchanan Streets near the Chelan County Government Complex. The city's Director of Community Development, Steve King, says they're considering a plan to transform the intersection into a public plaza. He talked about the project at a special pop-up event there this morning.
For a long time, because there's so much pedestrian activity between the county buildings here, and Washington Street's used as a pretty main thoroughfare, the idea is to check out to see if there's a different use for Washington Street. It could be totally closed, it could be a one-way, it could have different parking schemes, a lot of different options. The idea is just to see if there's, see where people are, where the public is, where neighborhoods are, where the county is, and if there's something that could be better here.
The five-way stop, is that a temporary thing, or is that eventually going to be permanent just right down the street?
You know, we're testing it out, and so we've got it all coned up, and it would require some sidewalk expansion. I think that there's a good chance that something will happen there. It's a pretty crazy intersection the way it was, and this, it sure looks like it would help straighten up the intersection.
The pop-up event featured an impromptu street fair with refreshments, vendors, and arts and crafts. The city's website has more information on the Public Plaza project. Sage is hosting a 5K fun run and walk this Saturday morning at the Pybus Public Market to benefit their Child and Family Advocacy Center. On a recent visit to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Jessica Johnson talked about what to expect, including your chance to meet Hank the facility dog.
Saturday is our first annual, hopefully annual, 5K fun run walk for kids and families. It's titled what does it say? When I Grow Up. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
When I Grow Up, and this is the flyer. It's at Pybus Market, and it starts at 10 a.m. I think the run will start at 10:30. We'll have a bouncy house, we'll have booths, we'll have information, and it's just a fun time for people to get out, and we're encouraging costumes for adults and kids so that they can dress up to be what they want to be when they grow up. And the fire department's going to be there. We have some first responders, police, sheriff's office, lots of different people who are going to be there, and it'll just be a fun time. Hank will be there.
Good.
So, and Hank has a costume. Well, I don't know what it is yet, but Hank will have a costume on. So he'll be there to be able to greet people, and there's nothing better than he likes than being able to see kids. So.
Participants can register on site the morning of the run or online at findsafety.org. Culvert replacement and road repair shut down Blewett Pass for 6 days earlier this month. If you were wondering what took 6 days to complete, here's a time-lapse look courtesy of the Department of Transportation. And keep in mind, that was just one of 3 culverts replaced on Blewett Pass. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Time now for our weekly Kennel Cameos feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Today, NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson introduces us to Izzy the dog.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCWLIFE channel. We are here with Don Davies, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and joining us this week is Izzy. Can you tell us about Izzy?
Izzy, hey girl.
Izzy.
Come on. Hi, sweetheart. She is so soft and gentle. She's got this beautiful dark brown kind of brindle fur to her. I'm gonna guess, how old are you? Can I see your teeth? Oh yeah, maybe about 3 or 4 years old. And she's really sweet. She's been around kids in the past, and I think once she gets to know them, she'll be fine with them. She is a little shy in the very beginning, but she plays well with other dogs, and she's just a sweetheart.
What kind of lifestyle does she like? Does she like to take naps, be active?
I think she could do either one, but obviously a dog like this, you want to keep them active. I think taking her for walks or even hikes would be good. Because she is a little shy, I wouldn't put her out immediately into a really high volume social area.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she's just waiting for a home.
If someone wants to adopt Izzy, what should they do?
They should come down to the Humane Society at 1474 Wenatchee Avenue South, to remember where we are. And, or you can take a look at our website at wenatcheehumane.org, and she is listed as the pet of the week.
Do you have anything to say, Izzy?
Oh. You say, find me a home. Take me home. Yeah, you good girl.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Kennel Cameos is supported in part by Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory in Leavenworth. Not only does the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory have great house-made fudge and super delicious candy and caramel apples, but they also have great doggy treats for your four-legged friends, located at 636 Front Street in Leavenworth. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. But before we get to the details of those, let's take another look outside our beautiful weather window today, where we are headed up north, as I mentioned earlier, up in Okanogan County. You can see Pateros at the bottom of your screen. Brewster right here along the Columbia River. A few high clouds today along parts of the northern part of the state, and even a few scattered showers are possible up that way. But what a beautiful day today. Almanac for the Wenatchee area at Pangbourne Airport. Look at that, 81 degrees our high temperature today, 52 our low, almost 10 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. 72 is normal, our normal low at 48 degrees. Record high back in 1963, that was at 88, 32. A cold one back in 1972. As we get to our surface map, we can go there, that's fine. We will see another nice day as we move our way into Friday. Continued warm and mild as we still see this ridge of high pressure up and over Washington State. That usually indicates nice warm air moving up underneath that ridge. As we move into Saturday, though, we transition into our moisture map. We'll see increasing clouds, about a 20% chance of showers moving through the state very slowly. These will be widely scattered showers on Saturday night. Afternoon clearing after some morning showers on Sunday. You can see those mainly moving back up north. Still some snow showers as well in British Columbia and into Alberta. By Monday, we transition back into a high pressure mode as that ridge of high pressure back up and over Washington State will allow us to see some nice weather. But here's where weather models are differing. As we get into Tuesday, this weather model was indicating widespread showers throughout Washington. The National Weather Service, not so much. Same goes for Wednesday. So for Wednesday, we'll go with partly cloudy skies. We do know it will be cooler with high temperatures then cooling back into the upper 60s. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight, we will drop down to 54 degrees for an overnight low. Another nice one for tomorrow at 76, 51 your low. 20% chance of showers on Saturday. Early morning showers possible on Sunday, but there's that cool down we talked about at 68 degrees, 73 for Monday, 70 on Tuesday, and that nice weather continues right into midweek next week, even though we will cool down. High temperature then at 66 degrees. Coming up next, Eric Granstrom on the way with a look at sports and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this. Stay with us.
It's a free walk-in job search assistance center. It is designed to help job seekers with the tools that they need to find a job. We have partnered with libraries in 5 other cities, providing the same types of services that we offer here, just there.
Just walk in, we have laptops, and we can help you with resume, cover letter.
All of our services are paid for by the revenues earned in our store. Goodwill is just a tool that the community is using to help their neighbors find a job. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday to you. The Wenatchee Wild skated with a man down, it seemed, for most of last night's game at West Kelowna, falling to the Warriors 5-2 in BCHL play. As we look at the Les Schwab scoreboard, 15 penalties called, 10 of which against the Wild, as West Kelowna scored 4 goals on power plays, first of which at 4:35 into the contest. Wild would finally get on the board shortly before the end of the second period. Arch Ecker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Radio Network with the video courtesy of Hockey TV.
Broken up, though, by West Kelowna. Down in the left corner, there's a shot and a save made. The rebound swatted away by the stick of the goaltender Hopkins. Now back to the point. Shot, score! That got tipped on the way through. I think Barger got a piece of it. Modry took the shot. Stratton in, drop past Souter. Souter hits the brakes, waits up top to the point for Herzog. Herzog over to Gashevsky, he shoots and he scores! And then Souter comes along and hacks it down inside the West Kelowna zone. So the Warriors regroup. Souter comes in, throws a big check right in front of the bench. He gets hit from behind. But that's a costly penalty. As it looks like Souter's got 2 plus the gate, so a check from behind plus the ejection. 3 minutes and 25 seconds, so the Wild not only lose one of their most effective penalty killers, but also a leader of the power play unit and their team captain all in one shot. Rattles back. Dubois at the right point handles it. Stratton a little stung, but he gets back up. There's a crossing feed shot. Oh, and a score.
Yeah, the Warriors would add 2 more goals for the 5-2 final margin. Wenatchee now skates at Vernon for a game against the Vipers tomorrow night. Then they'll be at Trail Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Coming up on the Prep Sports calendar for today, first in soccer, Manson travels to Tonasco. Omak hosts Cashmere. Cascade plays under the lights tonight against Okanagan. Wenatchee takes a 4-1 record in Big 9 play on the road to Yakima to face 0-4 Eisenhower at 7 o'clock. Jam-packed volleyball schedule for tonight. Begins with Cascade Christian at hosting, that is, Moses Lake Christian. Easton's at Entiat. Manson's at Soap Lake. Waterville Mansfield hosts Elmira Cooley Heartline. Okanagan's at Cascade. Cashmere travels to Omak. And the 7 o'clock matches tonight. Eastmont at Sunnyside. Wenatchee hosting Moses Lake. Well, the Seahawks were able to rush the ball 39 times against Dallas last weekend and a 24-13 victory. It's recipe coach Pete Carroll hopes to continue this Sunday when Seattle travels to Arizona to play the Cardinals. And assessing the offensive line play, Carroll says DJ Fluker and J.R. Sweezy both played well against the Cowboys, but it was the ability of the offense to limit mistakes and penalties that made the difference.
The fact that we did not take the negative plays that set you back against the sticks really was the factor. And so we were on schedule throughout that game, and that's huge. That means you're not getting the major penalties that make you 1st and 20 or 2nd and 20s, and you don't have the sacks that cause those same kinds of situations. And so that was really, I think, the biggest difference that allowed us to stay on schedule and stay. We've wanted to run the football in every game we've played. We didn't allow ourselves by the way we function, and so. Yeah, it's really obvious how the difference, obviously, from week 1, 2, and 3.
Now, the great news for Seahawks fans is that wide receiver Doug Baldwin returned to practice yesterday. Carroll says they're being cautious about rushing him back.
Doug's a guy that, we communicate with very directly, and over a long period of time, we'll work our way through it, and we'll just assess how he's doing and how it's going. It's a little bit unknown, how it's going to feel after a day's work right now, and then the next day, and then you put a game under our belt, and then we'll go to the next week and we'll figure out how is he by Wednesday, and we don't know that stuff yet. We're going to take it one step at a time. He's such a great competitor, and he's so determined to be part of it. He's going to work his way through this, but we got to watch him because he has a tendency to go over the top because he's so aggressive, and so we're going to monitor it and really bank on the fact that he's such a great competitor that he's going to be able to figure it out and put it together.
Seattle will kick off in the desert against Arizona Sunday at 1:05. That game broadcast on Fox. Matt Olson hit a grand slam home run, and Oakland capitalized on another shaky outing for Felix Hernandez. Beat the Mariners 8-3 at Safeco Field last night. Hernandez took the loss, going 4 innings, allowed 5 runs on 3 hits. 2 of those home runs to fall to 8-14 on the season. A big question, whether we've seen Felix for the last time in a Mariner uniform. Manager Scott Service says they'll visit with each player about their future once the season's over.
He does have another year in his contract, no question. I know he wants to finish strong, and it'll be up to him. I've talked to our players a lot about, at the end of the season, they have to take ownership, in their career and where they're at. And certainly we have suggestions and you have conversations on where you like guys to go. But they got to commit. They got to commit to do it. And if you're going to make major changes in your game, it does need to happen in the off season. So not just Felix, but a number of our guys, we need to get better.
Seattle begins the final series of the season tonight with Texas in town. Marco Gonzalez making his last start against the Rangers' Ariel Jurado. That's sports. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. Keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and news with Steve Hare. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. The 2018 WSU Master Gardener Conference is happening now through Saturday at the Wenatchee Convention Center. This advanced educational conference is open to all garden enthusiasts. Sage's Child Advocacy Center is hosting its first annual When I Grow Up 5K Run Walk this Saturday at 10 a.m. at Pybus Public Market. Sage has been serving victims of domestic violence, sexual assault and crime, and children victims of violence in Chelan and Douglas counties for the last 40 years. They are a nonprofit organization and depend on the generosity of donors.